Hey everybody, welcome to Wacky Wednesday number 101 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and flashback drafts continue, but not for much longer. There's only four more left. Gate Crash, Dragon's Maze, Magic 2014. That's 3, that's how you do math. But today we're going to be doing Return to Ravnica, Triple Return to Ravnica, a format that I quite like. Gate Crash can frankly go to hell. It's terrible. Dragon's Maze is bad. It's not terrible, but it's bad. Magic 2014 is inoffensive at best. But Return to Ravnica I really like. We just missed that queue, but we're going to jump into this queue and see how we do. I have not drafted this in years, I think. So we'll see how we do. It's an interesting draft format that I'll talk about once we get there. But I'll see you guys for Pack 1, Pick 1. Hey guys. Have we talked about how Magic Online hates me? Because we opened Search the City, a card that was basically a meme on the internet as how bad it is. It is flat out unplayable in any format ever. What do we have otherwise? We've got a Dreg Mangler, which is decent. Golgari's not one of the premier guilds you want to be in. Paralyzing Grasp is good. Hussar Patrol is pretty decent. 2/4 Flash, Vigilance for 4, not terrible. Paralyzing Grasp is fine. It's just like Encrust. It doesn't tap the creature, which is a giant. There's just a Void Wielder, actually. Void Wielder is really good. 5 mana, 1/4, bounces a creature. I think we might just take the Void Wielder. Hussar Patrol is really good, though. Let's take the Hussar Patrol. Oh, we took Void Wielder. I thought I clicked on Hussar Patrol. Oh, well. What do we get here? We get Inspiration, which is fine. Spurious Skywatch, which is fine, but you don't want to pick it this high. Guildgate, especially the Izzet Guildgate, no thanks. Trestle Troll's fine. Slitherhead's bad. Gobbling Ooze, I don't remember being good. No, that's not very good. Growing Ranks, not great. You can build around it, but not great. Courses of Chord, I wish it was slightly cheaper, but it does make 2 3/3s at a minimum for 6 mana. It could even make some crazier things. There's just a Syncopate. Counter target spell unless they pay X. We could try to be like a controlling Azorius deck. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pick up a Syncopate. Ooh, Judge's Familiar. We've got an Azorius Arrestor, which is fine. It's a 2/1 for 2 that detains a creature. So detain is the Azorius mechanic. Until the next turn, they can't attack or block, or use their activated abilities. They get arrested for the turn. Gorho's Chainwalker is really good, but we want to be Rakdos if we're playing that. Yeah, Judge's Familiar was played in Standard. Not as good in Limited, because countering an instant or sorcery for 1 and your opponent knows it's coming, not a big deal in Limited. I think we'll just take the Arrestor here. It's in the colors that we want. We don't want to go Izzet. I don't think we'd take that after these 2 picks to try to push into Rakdos or anything. Yeah, let's take the Arrestor. Tower Drake is fine. Hey, Cobblebrute. You may hear me talk about Cobblebrute a lot. I talked about Terror of the Fairground, and I talked about Hulking Brute. I always get it kind of confused because I always just think of Cobblebrute, which is 4 mana, 5/2 red. Always unplayable. I get beat by it, but generally unplayable. Archweaver is good, although expensive. 6 mana for a 5/5 reach trample. I think we'll just take the Tower Drake here. It's a 3 mana, 2/1 flyer, which is already fine, and it gets like butt fire breathing for white, which means it can block really well. We could take a Tristani's Judgment. It's an instant speed kill spell for 6, but we're not going to be populating too much off of it. I remember it being a decent card, but let's just take the Tower Drake. Runewing, the 2/2 flying 4 mana bird that draws a card when it dies. Totally 100% playable. Another Judge's Familiar. Bizarre Crovad wasn't good, right? 2/5 for 5. When it attacks, another target attacking creature gets +2/+2. I think our plan is going to try to be a little bit control-y and fly over, which is generally blue-white's plan in any format. Chronic Flooding I have some good memories of. I used this in Standard to mill myself. I would put it on my own lands, mill myself, and then do an infinite recursion combo with Fiend Hunters and Cartel Aristocrat, or not Cartel Aristocrats, maybe it was Cartel Aristocrats. Angel of Glory's Rise to basically infinitely recur Huntmaster of the Fells. It was disgusting. It got me second place at a GPT. Mythic, but it's just Epic Experiment, which I thought was cool, but never really got there, and I would imagine is like a cent. I'll check. It's worth 22 times that much. 22 cents. Dramatic Rescue's not great. Stealer of Secrets is fine. It's 2/2 for 3 that has Curiosity attached to it. We'll get a Paralyzing Grasp at some point. We've passed 4 now, I think. We'll get one. We'll be fine. I'll take the Stealer here. Okay. Looks like we're out of cards now. Slaughter Games is surprisingly only worth 3 cents. That was a go-to sideboard card in Standard for a long time. Trained Caracal, you never want to play those. Downsize is fine. It's a Jace's Scrutiny without the clue. Investigate. That's the word I'm looking for. I mean, that's the only card in our colors that we want to take. We're not taking a Chronic Flooding. We're not taking a Trained Caracal. Yeah, we'll take it. Need to get some white. Need to get some white. We could take a Bizarre Crovad, but I don't think we're going to play it. Maybe we end up having to. The problem is I think Selesnya is kind of the best deck in the format, so people are going to be taking our white for Selesnya stuff that we want for Azorius stuff. I'm not going to take an Essence Backlash to go into Izzet. Izzet just doesn't have, like, finishers. So, let's take the Crobat here. Blarg. It's kind of a late Rubbleback Rhino. Rubbleback Rhino is, like, fine. It's a 3/4 Hex proof, which is obnoxious. I guess we'll take Essence Backlash. Maybe we end up pushing into Izzet. I really don't want to, though. It's real bad. Real bad. Eyes in the Skies. Oh, there's an Inspiration. We'll just take the Inspiration for sure. For sure. Kind of wish I had that Hussar Patrol. It's one of the downsides of Return to Ravnica and Gatecrash is there's only 5 viable decks at the table, and there's 8 people at the table. So if you're fighting with a couple of people, or even worse, 3 people, you can just get boned. Sure, we'll take this Paralyzing Grasp. Well, maybe we end up in red, so let's take a Dyna Charge. Trained Carrick. Cal? We are not playing Trained Caracal, so let's take Chemister's Trick and Cobble Brute. Alright, that... I wouldn't say it went great. Let's see what Pack 2 does. Just give me a Pack Rat. We'll go into black. We'll play Dimir in a set that doesn't support it. Or we'll just play Pack Rat and 39 Swamps, because you can win with that. Well, I mean, if we're going to push Izzet, Frostburn Weird's a way to do it. Keening Apparition is not something I want to be first picking. I'll always play it, but it's not something I want to be first picking. Maybe we just go Izzet. Like, I'm not happy with Bizarre Crovad, and Towering Drake I could play without the butt breathing. We can go Izzet Control. Because we know we're blue, which means we have to be red or white. We don't have a choice in the matter. So, yeah, let's take a Frostburn Weird. Doorkeeper downsize. Okay, well, nothing's happening here. So we get an Avenging Arrow, which is unfortunate removal. Soul Tithe, what was that? Chant on permanent, beginning of upkeep. They pay X, where X is the mana cost. Soul Tithe was fine removal. I mean, if we're not taking downsize, we're not taking backlash, we're not taking doorkeeper. So we may as well take Soul Tithe and continue investigating Azorius as an option. Person to our right took a rare, so that doesn't terribly mean anything. Yeah, let's take Soul Tithe. And then what do we get? We get cancel, Annihilating Fire, Hover Barrier. Oh, Hover Barrier. We could just be mono blue with no way of winning. I mean, Annihilating Fire is just like Searing Spear, right? Except it costs 1 red. There is a Tristani's Judgment. So I mean, the only thing that I like for red is Frostburn Weird. Like, I don't like any of these cards. So maybe we take the Tristani's Judgment. Oh, Return to Ravnica. You can get wonky at times. Could just take the Hover Barrier and continue seeing where we end up. Or is Annihilating Fire just like clear enough of a signal? Let's take the Hover Barrier. We know we're blue. That's about all we know. We get Niv Mega's Elemental, exile an instant sorcery you control, put 2+1/+1 counters on it. Never, ever really works. We could try, though. It's Wacky Wednesday. We could try to be wonky. We could just take another Rune Wing. I think we'll just take another Rune Wing. So Niv Mega's Elemental, we could play these stupid little instants for the intention of doing that, but the problem is that this just dies. We've wasted a bunch of cards building it up. It's not really a thing you want to be doing. So I think I will just take the Rune Wing here. Pyro Convergence, no. Tenement Crasher, no. Let's take Rune Wing. Ooh, Bluster Squall. Soulsworn Spirit. Another Rune Wing. Knightly Valor. Hey, Knightly Valor, how's it going? I think I'll take a Knightly Valor. Knightly Valor is like that card in Shadows over Nistrad that everybody compared to Knightly Valor, except Knightly Valor is actually good. Ethereal Armor is not something for limited. It's more of a standard kind of thing and can do disgusting things. Soulsworn Spirit. 2/1 can't be blocked. No, I think I'd rather just take the Knightly Valor here. Throw a Knightly Valor on one of our flyers. Ah, beautiful. Frostburn Weird, sorry. Get out. We've got an Inaction Injunction, which is fine. Fairy Imposter, were you okay? 2/1 flyer for 1. Bounce a creature you control to its owner's hand. Bouncing an Azorius Arrestor? Sounds good. Gutter Snipe's fun. We could have had an Is It instance deck that would have been fun, but not necessarily consistent. I think we'll just take Fairy Imposter here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are not getting one of these Inaction Injunctions back. Oh well. Let's take Fairy Imposter. Another Frostburn Weird. Wow. I think we'll take the Tristani's Judgment here. We can populate that token, and that's it. Maybe we'll get some more tokens in the next pack. But let's take Tristani's Judgment. Another Fairy Imposter. Doorkeeper, Swift Justice, cancel. Doorkeeper, what do we have? We have a Hover Barrier. And that's it. So it would mill 2. I think we just take another Fairy Imposter. Yeah, let's do that. Spirit of Skywatch, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. 3/3 flyer for 6 that detains a creature. Seems fine. Hey, it's Rhino. Yeah, we will take a Spirit of Skywatch. Sure, let's take a Doorkeeper. Maybe we just become a Doorkeeper deck. We're not going to take another Downsize or a Backlash. Let's take Doorkeeper. Cancel's probably not going to make the main deck. Niv Mega's Elemental. Let's rare draft. Why not? I don't think that other Doorkeeper is going to come back around in the last 2 picks. It'd be fun, though. There is a Doorkeeper deck. It's a thing you can try. Bluster Squall came back. This is a fine card. I'll take it. That's a totally fine card. So I do want to replace this Bizarre Crovad. We're not going to be the type of attacking deck that it wants to be. Search Warrant, sure. Not going to play it. Island. Corpse Jack Menace. Nope, not for us. Security Blockade. Ooh, Azorius Charm. I'm pretty sure we'll just take the Azorius Charm. So, Security Blockade. Enchant land. You get a 2/2 Night token, and the land can prevent a damage dealt to you. No. Azorius Charm, on the other hand, gives my creatures lifelink, or we just draw a card, or we bounce a creature. Not bounce, but bounce to the top of the library a creature that's attacking or blocking. Azorius Charm is good. Very, very good. And that's what we're going to take. Kind of want my next two playable cards to be creatures. We've got Eyes in the Skies. We've got Sunspire Griffin, another Runewing. Psychic Spiral. I think we'll just take the Sunspire Griffin. Kind of hurts that it's double white, but it's not terrible. And it goes with our flying plan. We're not taking a tablet. We're not taking an off-color, totally off-color key rune. We don't super need another Runewing. Mizium Skin is nowhere near as good as it looks. It is certainly not Ranger's Guile. Psychic Spiral is like a standard sideboard card. Yeah, let's take a Sunspire Griffin. 3 Fairy Imposters sounds a little bit much. Oh. Vidhugazi Guildmage is a bomb. I might actually hate it out. Like, real talk, we're not the Doorkeeper deck, and this Doorkeeper probably will come back around anyways. We don't need a 3rd Fairy Imposter, and I do not wish to play against this card. If we have to play against this card, we lose the game. So we are taking it. Maybe I find a way to splash it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do that. Azorius Arrestor seems fine. We've got a Keening Apparition or a Rootborn Defense. I just want creatures. And creatures that I can get value off bouncing with the Fairy Imposters are very nice. So we will just take an Azorius Arrestor here. And there's a 23 card deck. Skyline Predator could be fine. It would be a fine replacement for the Bizarre Crovad. And I'm not playing anything else here, so yeah, let's do that. It's expensive though, 6 mana. But the Crovad's just, it's not what we're doing. We're not attacking with a 2/5 on the ground, right? We still need this, actually we need this Doorkeeper to come out. So I mean, Bizarre Crovad can hang out for the time being, I guess. Blurp. Inspiration. Anything I don't want to play against. Exile, blah, blah, blah. Artifact. 1 damage to its controller. Meh. 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 Nothing I care about here at all. I guess we can take another inspiration. Sure. We just take the rare, which is terrible. Let's take the inspiration. Stealer. Stealer will replace Crovad quite handily. We've got an Izzet Keyrune. Yeah, let's take Stealer and pitch the Crovad. I think this is an okay deck. It's going to get trounced by a Selesnya deck. Or, well, maybe not a Rakdos deck. We've got Hover Barrier and things to block pretty well. But a Selesnya deck just goes super wide. Super, super, super wide. Ooh. Void Wielder. I'll take Void Wielder number 2. Probably kicking it the Skyline Predator. Maybe the Skywatch, actually. I like Skywatch, but the fact that this can just, like, hop in and kill something out of nowhere, yeah, let's do that. I wouldn't mind that Swift Justice, but Void Wielder is a Void Wielder. Sure. Foil Mountain is mine. All mine. All told, not a terrible draft. Another Rune Wing, eh? Not gonna play it. We could take the Psychic Spiral in case somebody else went into the mill plan as a sideboard card. Fairy Imposter number 3. We're not going to play it, but we'll take it. This deck seems fine. The plan is like play an Arrestor and arrest their 2-drop, and then drop an Imposter, and then play the Arrestor, and also, I don't know, drop our other Imposter, and then play the Arrestor again, and then slowly build into flyers with a Knightly Valor and win. That's the plan. We will cut the Sewer Shambler because it's the only playable card. I'm pretty sure I remember Rubbleback Rhino being, like, totally fine. And not remotely second last pick. But whatever. Whatever. This is going to be the deck. I'm going to have to make some changes. I once again had to format my freaking computer. It's having some issues. Gonna need to replace it at some point. And there we go. There's a deck. So we're going to put in some lands. It's going to be like, it's going to be a little bit unbalanced. It's going to be like 11-6. Yeah. Probably want that to be 10-7. I need my white early-ish. Yeah, let's do that. And submit. And I will see you guys for match 1. And hopefully match 2 and match 3. But you know the drill. Single elimination. Rah, rah, rah. But I'll see you guys for match 1 at least.